Do you find yourself waiting too long to eat and then binging at the end of the day because you're literally starving for something, anything? If this sounds like you, stick around because today I am going to help you stop that binge and subsequent post-binge guilt cycle of not honoring your hunger daily. And the best news is, it just takes a simple step. Hey, I'm Elizabeth and I am on this channel to help women just like you become women of wellness by making peace with food, loving your body, and finding joy in exercise and movement. So click the subscribe button below to commit yourself to becoming a woman of wellness today. I'd love to have you join me. And just as a reminder, to help guide you through these principles, these intuitive eating principles we're going to talk about, grab the intuitive eating guide and checklist that I created just for you. Okay, let's dive in and help you take the first steps to becoming an intuitive eater by honoring your hunger. And if you need an intro to this thing called intuitive eating, I want you to go all the way back to the beginning of this playlist and check out the first video. It will explain everything. So, the first thing I have to ask before we move on is, do you even know what hunger feels like to you? When was the last time you listened to your body telling you it was actually hungry? What did it feel like? It's actually pretty common for many of us not to really know what hunger feels like in our body. Maybe you've been on a diet for most of your life, so you've ignored just how those hunger signals feel in your body and you just ate the way that the diet told you. Or maybe you're a little busy bee and you skip meals because nobody got time for that, right? Some of the most common ways that we suppress hunger include numbing it, trying to ignore it, dieting and just not having enough calories or points or whatever left. We stay busy, we skip meals throughout the day, all of that stuff. But you know how it goes when you ignore your hunger, right? Sooner or later, you get really hungry, and I mean really hungry. You'll pretty much eat anything in sight. And the quote, healthy foods that you feel like you should be eating don't really look all that appealing at that point, right? Then you binge. Then you feel guilt because you way overeat, you feel gross, you feel frustrated, and you repeat that cycle day after day, week after week, and it leads to feeling like you have no self-control with food. But there's a happy ending to this story because you've committed yourself to making peace with food today, and it's all about taking simple steps to recognizing and honoring your hunger. Did you know that you can trust your body? Yeah, it's true. It actually might sound a little scary at first, I know, but I need you to know that the first thing you can do is you can trust your body. As you learn to listen, your body will get really good at telling you what it needs, and you'll get really good at honoring it and listening to it. So let's talk about hunger. Have you ever stopped to think about what hunger feels like to you? Everyone experiences hunger in a different way, so it's important to know what it feels like to you specifically in order to start honoring your hunger every day. In fact, now is actually a really good time to hit pause on this video and click the link below to download my Hunger and Fullness workbook. It will help you create your own guide for honoring your hunger, and it will guide you through all of those steps. So, now that you have your guide, if you've paused the video and come back, let's talk about some common hunger signals. These could include things like stomach gurgling, lightheadedness, having a hard time concentrating, maybe having stomach pains, feeling irritable, feeling faint, headaches, or even feelings of nausea. Now think about the last time you felt hunger. What are your symptoms? And don't worry if you're not sure. It actually might take some time to pay attention and feel those feelings again, especially if you've spent most of your life suppressing them. Take some time to write them down. Then, the next time you feel one of these signals, you can actually know what it is, pay attention to it, and do something about it. So next up, how do you know when to eat, what to eat, and when to stop? If you've got your workbook, I want you to pull it out, or just visualize a scale from 1 to 10. 1 is extreme hunger, literally starving. 10 is what I like to call Thanksgiving stuffed, because we all know what that is. Take your list of hunger symptoms and put them on the scale. When I'm really hungry, for example, like starving, I get really nauseous. Funny symptom, right? When I'm moderately hungry and maybe I just need a snack, I tend to get feelings of fatigue or just that feeling of needing a little extra boost in some way. Knowing these signals can really help guide you in knowing how much you need to eat. So do you need a meal or a snack? And also knowing when to stop. In fact, think about what number might feel satisfying to you. You know that reaching a level 10 is overboard, so what if we got ourselves to a 7 or an 8? Our goal is to avoid the extremes when it comes to hunger and fullness, so pay attention to where you feel that your happy middle is. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Just start listening to your body's hunger signals. Pay attention to what it's telling you, and then the biggest thing is follow through. You've got to actually do it. And with practice, it will become automatic for you. You will eliminate that binge, post-binge guilt cycle that we talked about earlier, and finally make peace with food. So, don't forget to grab your hunger and your fullness workbook linked below to help you get started. And while you're at it, click subscribe to the channel to keep going on your intuitive eating journey. I'll see you next time.